So earlier today on JA News, I touched on the recently released collaboration from Ma Maniére as they just dropped the new Jordan 3 Diffuse Blue from their For the Love collection. Now, as far as the drop, it didn't sell out instantly, and all of the leftover pairs, it looks like Ma Maniére has just actually removed those pairs from their website, which means all of those leftover pairs, we can expect to see those hit the sneakers app coming up very soon. Now, I've heard some people say that they actually passed up on this official drop due to the additional shipping charges via Ma Maniére. Plus, when it comes to the Whitaker group, as far as shipping times, sometimes they have a reputation for being somewhat hit or miss, so I could kind of understand that as well. Plus, you know, people just have loyalty to the sneakers app, which they feel like helps build up their profile or whatever. So as far as passing up on the official drop, I could see it's totally justifiable. But as far as this upcoming sneakers app release, I would say more so than likely may just be kind of leftover pairs, so that drop could be a lot more limited than expected. So good luck to everybody waiting on the official sneakers app drop. As we take a look back at Ma Maniére, it is kind of interesting to see that in 2021 these threes had the sneaker game in a chokehold, and here in 2025 it seems like the collaboration has somewhat kind of fizzled out, which I kind of understand is due to the additional output as they've increased releases throughout the year. Sometime it kind of fizzled out the demand, but it doesn't take anything away from how great these sneakers are. I feel like this diffuse blue colorway is definitely a great drop. And as we take a look here at the additional collaborations that we can look forward to from Jordan Brand here in 2025, I mean, we have a lot of great collabs. We have some more Ma Maniére collabs on the way. We got Off-White, Travis Scott, Trophy Room, you name it, a lot in store. Undefeated, we can't forget about them. So as we take a look here at this list though, I would say that there is some familiar collaborations which we're seeing missing. Some names that were very noteworthy in 2024 but seem to be absent here as far as releases for 2025. Now, I don't know if that means Jordan Brand has just kind of moved on from these collabs, or if they have plans to kind of like maybe bring them back in 2026, let things cool out here a little bit in 2025. So as far as those players which I feel like are missing from the list, first up, we got Chanel Abney, which as far as these threes, these definitely created a lot of noise last year. I think people were big fans of not only the color, but the redesign of the classic Nike Air on the back, the choice of laces. These ones were really cool. Now, when it comes to Chanel Abney, this wasn't her first Jordan Brand collaboration, as she teamed up on some more low-key Jordan collabs in the past. But as far as this pair of threes right here, this definitely would have been her marquee Jordan collaboration. So it's kind of interesting to see that she was absent here from this 2025 lineup. But my guess, based off the reception, it seemed like a lot of people were rocking with these. I'm anticipating that we'll probably see her making a return here coming up in 2026. It will just be interesting to see like what model she teams up on. Personally, while, you know, I could see her maybe taking things, elevating something else to a new level, personally, I would actually like to see her take another attempt here at these Jordan 3s. Now, next up, this one was very interesting. Who Decides War, a well-known label here in the streetwear world. They teamed up with Jordan Brand for their first official collaboration, but it wasn't on a high-profile Jordan retro. With their first attempt at a Jordan Brand collaboration, Nike and Jordan Brand decided to hit them with something a little more low-profile. You got the Jordan Flight Court, a brand new silhouette, which is one of these like hybrid Team Jordan type of models. And surprisingly, with this collaboration, it brought a lot of notoriety to this model, and people were actually checking for these joints right here. It was a women's exclusive drop, retailing for 115 bucks, but as a December 2024 release, this one definitely created a lot of buzz. And I would say with these right here, can you imagine? I mean, look, bro, we're taking a look at the Jordan Flight Course. Essentially, these are just a Team Jordan, which never get any type of love, but I feel like with the Who Decides War touch on this one right here, definitely brought some notoriety to this relatively obscure model right here. So can you imagine, like, let's say instead of a Jordan Flight Court, they were just have dropped the Who Decides War, like Jordan 4, those would have definitely shut everything down. And I feel like people would have threw them on, like, say, the sneaker of the year list. They would have just had a lot of buzz, but they still surprisingly created a lot of noise even with the Jordan Flight Court. So I would like to see, you know, what they have, you know, in line. Is Jordan Brand just like maybe not messing with them no longer, or are they holding out and maybe we'll see them making a big return coming up in 2026. There was some talk, I think, that she was saying she wanted to do like a Jordan 6 or something like that. So I feel like that would definitely go crazy. And then we talked about Chanel. We talked about these Who Decide Wars. And I would say probably the biggest name. They had a huge buzz last year. It's been kind of buzzing throughout the last couple of years or so. But last year they hit us with a release which everybody was checking for. I would say people were saying this is one of the best Jordan 3s of the year, and surprisingly completely absent from the Jordan Brand 2025 collaboration list. So I don't know if you guys have guessed it or not, but we're talking J Balvin. Last year he hit us with the Rio pair, man. This was definitely a nice pair, you know, the follow-up to the Sunset. Before that, he hit us with a pair of Jordan 2s, and then prior, a pair of Jordan 1s. So the fact that everything was going in numeric order, people were expecting his next collaboration, of course, to be on a pair of Jordan 4s. But, of course, as we see here in 2025, he's absolutely absent from the lineup. So it'll be interesting to see in 2026 if, you know, we maybe see J Balvin hit us with a pair of Jordan 4s, or if we even see him hit us with any kind of Jordan collaboration. There was a lot of controversy, you know, surrounding the way that they wrote out the release and everything like that, but it seems like regardless of all of that controversy, this was a drop that many sneakerheads were excited about. When it came to the sneaker of the year conversation and like top collabs of the year though, for some reason it felt like the things were kind of quiet when it comes to this J Balvin drop. But I remember when these joints dropped, there was definitely a lot of talk and a lot of excitement about this one. So as far as this Rio pair, I don't know, I wouldn't necessarily say it was better than the Sunset pair, but this was definitely a great follow-up, one that created a lot of buzz, and I have absolutely no clue why we don't see J Balvin here on the 2025 Jordan Brand collaboration lineup. So as again we take a look here at that list, a lot of great collabs on the way, a whole lot more Ma Maniére collaborations. But as we take a look here at the list of collaborators, normally we can see Jordan Brand teaming up with another fellow athlete, you know, like a musician, say like a Travis Scott, or like a retailer, boutique, something like that, similar to like a Ma Maniére, or similar to an Undefeated or a Trophy Room or something like that. So as we take a look at the lineup, I would say the most interesting collaborations this year, of course, we know Nigel Sylvester, he's been going absolutely crazy. I'm excited to see what those Fire Red 4s are going to look like. But as far as most interesting, of course, we got Infinite Archives. That one's going to be really cool, especially with the choice of model that they chose, going with the 17 low, and then with their storytelling and everything. That one's going to bring it all together. And then another big one that I'm excited to kind of see what that one's all about will be the Awake and Why, because we first saw that pink pair creating a lot of buzz. Sneakerheads seem to be a huge fan of that redesign of the upper on the Jordan 5, but don't forget, they have a black collaboration also on the way, I guess, slated to drop later this year. So Awake and Why, I think that one is going to catch a lot of people off guard with just how excited people are about that collaboration. And then, of course, Infinite Archives. Soulfly, they got another pair of 3s on the way. And then them off-white joints, I still can't believe that that's true. But if they go ahead and drop them joints towards the end of the year, you already know. So Jordan Brand, a lot of great collaborations coming this year, but I'm just kind of wondering, like, what happened to the Nina Chanel joints? Who decides war? And then, of course, J Balvin. That one puzzles me the most, but my guess is that these collabs are probably just on ice, cooling off a little bit, and then in 2026, Jordan Brand's going to bring all of these back, plus more, in a huge way. So let me know what y'all think down below as far as collaborations here in 2025. Let me know which one you guys are most excited about. And when it comes to those Ma Maniére Jordan 3 Diffused Blues, did you pick them up from the drop? Are you holding out for the sneakers drop, or are you just passing on them joints altogether? Salute to you guys. John Alexander TV. I'm out. Love.